Hey kids! Oh my god. Okay, so I'm at the brewing company and something hilarious just happened and I just had to tell you guys because I thought if anybody would appreciate it, it would be you. Okay, so I've been like doing the whole like Trump train thing all day to the point of obnoxiousness. There's a car. Sorry if you can't hear. I'm like outside. And okay, so I'm there and I'm like seeing my friends and I'm like, oh, Trump, and I'm like jumping up and down, like doing my Trump train. And then like I go over to like the trivia master and he's this like young dad and like he's usually like a giant nerd or whatever. Anyways, back to last week, I had these like papers with me with like all of the like FBI cases that were open and I'm just like scrolling through them. And I like he came by to ask us how we were doing and I'm like, oh my god, can you believe this? And he said something like, oh, I don't think it's polite to discuss politics in public. And I was like, okay, agree to disagree, I guess. And anyway, so today I like walk up to him to be like, hey, how's it going? And he goes, like he's all like distant and stuff. And I thought like, oh yeah, I'll joke around with him too. And I was like, guess what? Trump. And he like looks at me totally serious. And he's like, you know, it's very insensitive of you to do that. And I looked at him and I was like, dude, you're totally trolling. You're like the best troll ever. Because like I was convinced he was trolling. And he like goes on to like scold me about how like it's completely rude of me to like bring it up because people could be sensitive to the topic. And I was like, you're not trolling, you're serious. And he's like, yeah, I'm serious. I'm like, oh my god, you're serious. And he's like, yeah. And then he asks me again if I don't think that it's insensitive to be talking about Trump right now when and he said something like a big decision has been made that really negatively affects a lot of people. And I said like, no, actually I don't think that it's rude of me to voice my political opinion and not consider the feelings of others because they might be sensitive to the topic. And he goes, well, that's why you're a Trump supporter. And I'm like, actually I'm not a Trump supporter. I just like the fact that it's a shit show. And he literally gets up, grabs his beer and goes, I'm ending this conversation. And he like walks away. And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened? Oh my god, so much salt in real life. And I just smiled at him and I was like, okay. I'm gonna regret uploading this, but fuck you. It was fucking awesome.